chapter 7, verse 25.
Come on.
And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws.
And they changed the times, and they changed the laws. The calendar now is upside down over. You're going to celebrate the new year, but that's not really the new year, according to the Bible.
Caucasian madness. That's where they're getting it from. All right, now, get,
Just killed the doctor. Man.
yeah, quick. Esau even knows that. Jump down to, paragraph 3. Go to the months. It mentions, number 1, Nisan. Matter of fact, before you get there, read that.
The Hebrew month began with the new moon.
So we know that already. Go ahead.
Before the exile, months were designated by numbers.
Which is month 1, from the 2nd month, the 3rd month, 4th month. That's what Israel called it. We didn't have our months had no name. Our months had no names. Go ahead.
After the exile, names adopted from the Babylonians were used.
So when we came out of exile, out of Babylon, and returned to Jerusalem, we kept those names. We said, okay, this month is called that, this month is called that. We adopted that, like today. We adopted the dates of the months. Now we have January, February, March. That's heathen titles. Go ahead.
Synchronized Jewish sacred calendar. 1. Nisan.
So the first month of the year is called Nisan by the Babylonians. Us is called Abib, meaning what? What's Abib mean?
It's ear of corn.
Ear of corn. That's when things start to spread, start to sprout, the crops. Go ahead.
1. Nisan.
Nisan, go ahead.
March, April.
So Nisan, the first month of the year, falls beginning on the new moon between March and April. That's the first month of the year, March or April, depending on the new moon. Go ahead.
2. Ayar.
2 is Ayar. Go ahead.
April,
May. April, one it out. April, May.
3. Savan.
Savan, go ahead.
May, June.
So that's May, June, 3rd.
4. Tammuz.
Tammuz.
June, July.
4th month.
5. Ab. July, August.
5th month.
6. Elul. August, September. 7. Tishri. September, October. 8. Heshvan. October, November.
8 is October, November. Yeah, you can deal with that.
9. Kislev. November, December. 10. Tebeth. December, January.
So 10th is December, January. Go ahead.
11. Shabbat. January, February.
Go ahead.
12. Adar. February, March.
Now get Esther 3 and 7. Let the Bible back that up now. So I won't be using this.
Esther 3 and 7.
Go ahead.
The book of Esther, chapter 3 and verse 7.
Remember, Israel came out of exile, okay? This is during the time of the Persian captivity. Go ahead.
In the first month, that is the month Nisan.
Aha, that's a Babylonian name. The month Nisan, which is called the Bid. Go ahead.
In the 12th year of King Ahasuerus, they cast pur, that is the lot, before Haman, from day to day, and from month to month, to the 12th month, that is the month Adar.
There you go. You just read that. The month Adar, the 12th month. Now, read what you got on the phone. Not sure. Matter of fact, get down to 725 first. Down to 725 first. I'm going to show you what they did. Because one thing that Negroes don't want to do is read. And like Labo's saying, now people need the sense. They don't have no sense. But they got to learn it. They're on 725.
Daniel, chapter 7, verse 25. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High.
That's right. He shall speak great words against the Most High. The Most High is white. Angels are white. Prophets are white. Okay, everything's white. God is white. Speak great words. Lies, blasphemies, Catholicism, religion, all that is great words against the Most High. Go ahead.
And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High.
Another way of speaking great words against the Most High is saying that his month begins in January. Saying the new year begins now. It's the new year. That's great words against the Most High, because God didn't say that. All right, go ahead and do what?
And think.
No, before that.
And shall wear out the saints of the Most High.
So he wore us out with these doctrines. He wore us out. People really believe that today is the beginning of the year, because they're worn out through slavery, the slave mind. Go ahead.
And think to change times and laws.
And he thought he could change times and laws. He cannot do that, because he cannot change the sun and the moon. So he thought he could do that. Go ahead.
And they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and the dividing of time.
Duration of time. So he thought to change time. Who's this talking about? Thought to change times and laws? Damn so-called white man. Exactly, the so-called white man. Now, get what I have you getting on the website there.
Origin of the names of the months.
Now we're going to get the origin of the names of the months we follow now. Go ahead.
Only a few names of the month were derived from Roman deities.
Roman gods. Like the Babylonians had Adar, Tammuz, are all pagan gods.
Roman what?
Roman gods, deities.
Oh, that's what I'm...
Roman deities. Go ahead.
Most simply came from the number of the months, or in 2 cases, in honor of Roman emperors.
So the months either came from Roman deities, the actual number of the month, or Roman what? Or Roman emperors.
Roman emperors.
Go ahead.
January, named after the Roman god of beginnings and endings, Janus.
Janus.
The month
What?
Januarius.
Well, January. So that's where we get January from. They're worshiping. When you honor New Year's, you're honoring the god Janus. It's idolatry. Read it again.
January, named after the Roman god of beginnings and endings.
The Roman god of beginnings and endings. So they say, you know what? From now on, the month of death, we're going to make it the beginning of the year. In honor of the Roman god Janus. Go ahead.
Hold it. Wait. Y'all can't allow all that information to pass. That's the reason why so many of our people are going to get put to death. That's the reason why, because they are in love with this stupidity. Yep. I'm just listening to all this stuff coming out. Your mind should be flipping upside down. Read that thing again.
January, named after the Roman god of beginnings and endings, Janus, the month Januarius.
You see that? So what it said that God meant? Death.
It's a damn season of death.
Season of
Everything
death.
is death.
When you look around, look at the trees out here. Are they not dying now?
Yeah. Dead.
That's not, well, I know you're going to get to it when you get to a bit. So I'm going to hold on. I'm going to let the brother continue.
Go ahead.
February.
February.
But y'all need to listen, though. Y'all need to listen.
The name comes either from the old Italian god Februus.
That's where it comes from. Februa. Go ahead.
Or else from Februa, signifying the festivals of purification celebrated in Rome during this month.
That's all fornication going on. Romans are disgusting people.
In ancient Rome. The association between mid-February and romance goes back to a pagan festival known as Lupercalia, likely honoring either Lupa, the she-wolf of Rome, who suckled Romulus and Remus, or Faunus, their god of fertility. The festivities began with an animal sacrifice. Then the ritualistic slapping of young women with strips of the animal's skin and blood to bestow fertility for the coming year.
You know what bothers me? I'm sorry. You know what bothers me about this thing? Because a lot of times people hear and read about names, February, January, April, and read all these things on the calendar, and it never cross your mind where these names came from? No, you just sit there and bow your head to it like it's nothing. Nobody questions anything. That's a Negro.
That's the Valentine's Day month, right? That's they celebrated. They celebrated Februa. The feast of Februa was Valentine's Day in that same month. That's why it falls in that month. People don't read nothing. They don't read a damn thing. Go ahead.
March. This is the first month of the Roman year. It is named after the Roman god of war, Mars.
The first god of the Roman year, because the Romans adopted our calendar and gave it names. So the first month of the Roman year is the same first month of the Jewish year, which is Abib. Read again.
March. This is the first month of the Roman year. It is named after the Roman god of war, Mars.
So we worship Mars the first month of the year. Go ahead.
April, called Aprilis, from aperir, to open. Possible because it is the month in which the buds begin to open.
Yeah, that's when life starts. The thing starts budding, the ear of corn pops up. That's springtime, the season of life. When things are coming back to life again.
Right, the new moon which falls between March and April.
Exactly. Go ahead.
May, the third month of the Roman calendar. The name probably comes from Maesta, the Roman goddess of honor and reverence. June, the fourth month, was named in honor of Juno. However, the name might also come from junioris, young men, juniors, as opposed to mayores, grown men, majors.
Mean May. So that's why June come after May. Because the oldest, May is the oldest and June is the youngest. Juno, go ahead.
For Junior. May, the 2 months being dedicated to young and old men.
See? May and June, old and young. Go ahead.
July, it was the month in which Julius Caesar was born. and named Julius in his honor in 44 BCE.
Julius Caesar. Julius Caesar. July. That's right, honor, July. Go ahead.
The year of his assassination.
Who cares? Go ahead.
Also called Quintilis, 5th month.
Go ahead.
August. Originally, this month was called Sextilis.
Ah, wait, slow that down. August was originally called Sextilis or Sextus. So I'm saying why? Go ahead.
From Sextus, 6.
Ah, so it's the 6th month of the year is August.
But
Not, go ahead. What's today? August is the what? It's the 8th month of the year. Go ahead.
But the name was later changed in honor of the first of the Roman emperors, Augustus, because several fortunate events of his life occurred during this month.
Because he was the longest reigning Caesar out of all the Roman Caesars. Go ahead.
September, the name comes from septum, 7.
That's Latin. September is 7. Go ahead.
October, the name comes from octo, 8.
That's like an octopus. Octagon has 8 sides. Octomom had 8 babies. Octo is the 8th month of the year. Why is it the 10th now? He would think to change times and laws. That's why. Go ahead.
November, the name comes from novem,
like
9.
9, like nueve, noventa is 90. November, Latin, 9. Go ahead.
December, the name comes from decim, 10.
Like decimal or diez in Spanish.
Or decade.
Decade, as in there, exactly.
DEC.
Decade, it's all 10. It's the 10th month, but they say it's the 12th month of the year. And it's madness. Go ahead.
That's it.
That's it? So, let's get Colossians 2 and 8 now.
So, when you know, especially the last few months that he read,
it's clear.
That's clear.
In the month.
That's clear. 7 September, it means 7, like Septuagint, 70.
Right.
8 octagon, ocho. November is 9. December, decade, decimal, means 10.
Yep. So the 11th and 12th month of the year, we are in the 12th month of the year. 11th month of the year, thank you. 11th month of the year. Give me
Solomon has it.
Solomon has something. Yeah. You got Mike?
You know, as a matter of fact, when I think about it, Officer Solomon, I remember listening to the song that was done at the Passover about the new moon. And then one of the lyrics in the song dealt with these things that he's reading. How many of y'all caught that? Can I get a witness, Officer Solomon?
All praises.
All right. He actually brought that out in that song that him and the sister Misa did together.
Right.
Go ahead.
Real quick, not to take up too much time, I just want to go back to Janus real quick, since a lot of our people celebrate that. As he said, he's the goddess of beginnings, endings, passages, doorways, gates, times, and he's depicted with 2 faces because they say he could see into the past and into the future.
Exactly.
So that's why they get that New Year's resolution. Look at what you did and think about what you're gonna do different, etc., etc. So I think it's real crazy.
Exactly. And what he's saying, I know what he's talking about because it's literally like he said, there's a symbol with the head of Janus, one facing forward and the other one facing backwards.
Right.
And that's what they got this New Year's garbage at. Now to show you how destructive and intoxicating this foolishness is, just because you went down there and at Times Square and you saw the people standing up underneath drinking and doing all kinds of foolishness, a lot of people actually think that was the first day of the year. The ball should have fell on them. This doggone thing is ridiculous, man. And the Most High, is clear when you read about a bed, meaning an ear of corn. That makes sense with the Most High's logic.
Right.
To start the new year off with new vegetation, the buds of trees the trees rise up, the bees and all of that start doing their thing with the trees and all that, pollination and all of that. And you're gonna talk about the Lord gonna start the year off in the dead of winter, when everything is dying. That shows you how people are backwards as hell. They are a brainwashed, stupefied people.
So the New Year resolution is pagan. That's why it's common sense. Start from March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. It's in perfect alignment. Perfect, because January is not the first month of the year at all.
And the reason why I seem to be mad because it doesn't make sense for our people to in this day and age to be this damn dumb. It really don't, because a lot of you speak Spanish. Some of you understand Latin. And it's easy. With these believe it or not, you can go into a regular common Webster's dictionary. You ain't got to go deep and read about at least the last 4 months, September. They tell you straight up in the dictionary. Regular Webster's dictionary tells you about September, October, November, and December in particular. And it tells you that September is the 7th month.
Yep.
Tells you that October is the 8th month. Tells you that November is the 9th month. December is the 10th month. I've known this for 25 years already. And it was easy to find out.
Yeah, that's how you know that the scripture said, do not follow a multitude to do evil. Our people so evil, anything that sounds good in their ear, they'll go do it. But you would tell them, that's not the New Year's. End. They will tell you end. Because they don't have the common sense. Because even though within what you went out, nature tell you that that's not the first month. Nature can tell you the white man is a liar, man. Nature alone can speak for himself.
Colossians 2 and 8. Two more.
The book of Colossians, chapter 2 and verse 8. Beware, lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the tradition of men, after the rudiments of the world, and not after Christ.
Because the Most High through Christ did not tell us the first month of the year is January. So do not be spoiled or deceived by the tradition of men at all. Now people have been spoiled and destroyed immensely. Get 1 Peter 4. In verse 2. So because they've been destroyed, they're going to do this to you. You got to learn how to endure it. 1 Peter 4 and 2.
1 Peter chapter 4 and verse 2. That he no longer should live the rest of his time in the flesh to the lusts of men, but to the will of God.
We can no longer live ourselves in sin. Okay, following the will of men, but following the will of God. Go ahead.
For the time past of our life may suffice us to have wrought the will of the Gentiles.
Because it's tempting. People out there having a good time, they're drinking, or you could Christmas gifts, the lights everywhere. It's a very alluring time. Okay, a very alluring time. So you start singing to the songs, like, oh, damn, you gotta knock your head. Because it's very alluring, it's very hypnotic.
Right. You
don't have to bow your ear to enjoy that, because that's all the way around you.
Right.
You don't have to fight to hear that, because that's everywhere.
Right.
All that New Year's garbage, it's easy to get tangled up in that mess.
Mm-hmm.
But for you to walk away from all that foolishness and deal with God's truth, that's where you have to bow your ear, because you have to bend your ear away from all that prevalent garbage and follow what the Most High is talking about.
Read again, verse 3 again.
Verse 3. For the time past of our life may suffice us to have wrought the will of the Gentiles, when we walked in lasciviousness, lust, excess of wine.
That's what goes on during New Year's. Liquor stores are packed. Lust, they dress half naked out there. Half naked. All right? Men walk around lusting, lasciviousness. That they have New Year's parties. Clubs open longer. It's all lasciviousness. Everything written here is New Year's. Go ahead.
Reveling.
That's clubbing. Everyone all gathered together in Times Square, but that's reveling. Confetti everywhere, that's reveling. Go ahead.
Banquetings.
That's restaurants open, they all have to eat. They all got to eat somewhere.
And abominable idolatry.
Like worshiping Janus. Worshiping a white fat dude that come out of chimney. Or white Jesus so-called birthday. All of that is all idolatry. Madness. Is that benign?
It's a baby New Year.
Baby New Year?
Idolatry. Idolatry.
Oh, idolatry, exactly. Baby New Year. That's right. Father Time, that's right. Yeah.
That's just the modern Janus. The baby
Right.
New Year being the beginnings,
Right.
and Father Time being the endings.
Right.
So all they did was bring it up to modern times.
Right.
That's the same thing.
Father Time, Baby New Year. Right? Baby New Year.
Baby New Year.
Yeah. Father Time. Right. Right. Yep. Read again. Yep.
Verse 3. For the time past of our life may suffice us to have wrought the will of the Gentiles, when we walked in lasciviousness, lust, excess of wine.
We was all doing that one time. Before we came to the truth, we were doing these things. We were partaking in these customs. Go ahead.
Revelings, banquetings, and abominable idolatry.
So it's all idolatry. Go ahead.
Wherein they think it strange that you run not with them to the same excess of riot.
Why you don't celebrate New Year's? What's wrong with you? They look at you like you strange. What the hell's wrong with you? You strange. It ain't the new year. But they look at you like you're weird because you're not following that no more. I say numerous times in my job, just Happy New Year. I don't really celebrate that. All right, Happy New Year. I just say I don't celebrate that. It's like going one day out the other. They can't fathom that you don't celebrate that. You're like an out. Like, it's like you're an outsider. And we are outsiders. That's why Christ, you're not of this world. Because they look at you like, what do you mean you don't celebrate New Year's? You don't celebrate Christmas? Why? And you tell them why, they go, oh, okay. Happy New Year. It's mad. Read it again.
Verse 5.
4.
Verse 4. Wherein they think it strange that you run not with them to the same excess of riot.
Go ahead. That's that reveling. Go ahead.
Speaking evil of you.
You in a cult. Something wrong with you. That dude is crazy. He don't celebrate New Year's. What are you? They're trying to put you in a box. What religion are you? What religion tells you can't do that? None. The Bible says it. Well, what Bible is it exactly? The Bible you have in your house that you don't read. So which one exactly? It's madness. You're strange to them. All right? You want to say something else, sir?
You know what makes it easy for you to walk away from all that reveling and all of that stuff that they say, man, come on in, man. We get ready to have a good time. We go, you know, at my job, they were passing, I ain't spoke to nobody in the whole year, so-called year. And yesterday here, they passing out all kinds of these, they got these white bottles or something with, I don't know what's in it. I guess it's some kind of alcoholic thing. And they want everybody to drink it. I'm not looking at it, man, I don't know what the hell that is. I ain't drinking that mess. But the thing is, everybody's in this giving spirit and all of that. And I mean everybody. And they allow it. They allow it. Just because it's so-called New Year's. What was the first verse of that line of scripture that you read? Was it verse 3?
Verse 3.
Read verse 3.
For the time past of our life may suffice us to have wrought the will of the Gentiles when we walked in lasciviousness.
When we walked, these are parts that I want. When we walked in lasciviousness.
Lust.
Excess of wine.
Revelings. Banqueting. And abominable idolatries. What our people don't realize is that these people that's celebrating these holidays are going to get put to death. That's what they don't realize. So you just think it's just merely you're just backing away from them. No, you're backing away from them because they are going to die. The Most High is going to kill them for celebrating that garbage. Read those verses, read those attributes in that mess again. I want y'all to listen.
Verse 3. When we walked in lasciviousness.
When we walked in lasciviousness, because we didn't know what the brothers are bringing out tonight. When we walked in lasciviousness, come on.
Lust. Excess of wine.
You turned on your television yesterday and everybody was reveling all over the place. I've even seen that on one of the channels. They actually put the word reveling on there. Mm-hmm. They put the word reveling. I was like, man, these people are like standing up in a tower looking at all the dumb folks down there, like, look at them. Like laughing at them. Mm-hmm. That's the way I picture it. Like they stand on some big skyscraper watching them, and then they're going to read the Bible and say, look at them fools down there doing exactly what the Bible told them not to do. Mm-hmm. That's how I picture it. Read it again.
Revelings.
Banqueting, eating, doing all kinds of things, all in celebration of Janus. Go ahead. When did this happen? Not just a few hours ago. Talking about those were old times. This death is going to be modern death. Go ahead.
And abominable idolatries.
And abominable idolatries was done just a few hours ago. Who was participating in it? The Israelites. So when the Most High opened up the ground back there during the time of Moses for disobeying, who was doing the same kind of garbage, rose up the plate, reveling and doing all that wickedness and abominations, they're going to get the same judgment. So who are we to feel like we are being disrespectful? I mean, to feel loathing in your spirit because you walked away from that thing. You're literally saving your life by walking away from that garbage. Because the Most High going to put them to death. And that's going to be a good thing. Because a lot of our people need to see that thing before they get their minds right. They need to see. Some heads got to roll. I'm a firm believer in that. Some heads have to roll in order for people to finally get it. Because the Most High is angry. You hear the words he's using? Abominations. You know what? Read it again. I'm going to be quiet after this. Read that thing again, Officer Isaac.
Verse 3. For the time past of our life may suffice.
I want y'all, the reason I want, listen, I need y'all to listen. Read it again.
For the time past of our life may suffice us to have wrought the will of the Gentiles.
It was all right to bring the will of, to follow the nation, so you can understand. We thought it was okay. We thought it was okay to celebrate New Year's, to celebrate Janus. We thought it was okay. You were dumb as hell because you didn't know the scriptures. Read.
When we walked in lasciviousness.
When we walked in lasciviousness, all that wickedness that's going on down there. These women got on a 2-inch skirt. That's what they wearing down there. Talking about they cold. They ain't even talking about they cold now. They completely naked. Read.
Lust.
Lust, that's what's going on down there now. This is just like some of these wicked parades that they have. They can go down there and have sex with anybody. Talking about let's bring in a new year. Yep. Evil as hell, and they deserve death. They deserve death. Read.
Excess of wine.
Excess of wine. All of the liquor stores were empty yesterday. Cops was all over the place. Arresting, busting people. All over the place. And they coming into the hospitals. A lot of them coming DOA dead because they drank too much. Read.
Revelings.
Revelings. Come on.
Banquetings.
Banquetings.
And abominable idolatry.
That's the word I want right there. And what?
And abominable idolatry.
And abominable idolatries. Abominable idolatries. Idols. Most High says that dealing with these things are an abomination unto him. So while they're busy jumping up and down talking about New Year's Day, the Lord is looking at that like a bowl of vomit. That's what abomination means. Something that is abhorrent, hated. You run around talking about some Lord bless us to see another new year, and the Lord is looking at that thing like he wants to smoke you behind. That's how ignorant our people are. Now I understand why it says 66% of this nation is going to be wasted. That's already recorded. There's nothing we can do about that. Because too many of that particular number is too gummed up with stupidity, and you can't do nothing with them. That's what the Most High said. So who are we, being the 1/3, the righteous ones, to come out of this mess? Who are we to tangle ourselves up with the people that are predestined to die? That's the more reason why you should thank the Most High on this new moon that he pulled you away from that foolishness. Go ahead.
Wisdom of Solomon 14:16.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14 and verse 16. Thus in process of time, an ungodly custom grown strong was kept as a law.
Yeah, honoring Janus is now a law now. Now it's called New Year's. Honoring devils, now he's called Santa Claus. Isn't this, read again?
Thus in process of time, an ungodly custom grown strong was kept as a law. And graven images were worshipped by the commandments of kings.
That's what we're doing now. Worshipping.
Y'all didn't get that. Y'all did not understand what was just read. Y'all didn't understand what was just read. Read it again. I have to, I'm sorry. I got to make sure that they get this. I don't like just speaking into the wind. I wanted to get inside that head. Read it again.
Thus in process of time.
In process of time, meaning there was a time when it was just merely mentioned. Listen! There was a time when it was merely mentioned, but it wasn't much done with it at that time. Because it was just a thought in the beginning. Read it again.
Thus in process of time.
Thus in process of time. Process of time, meaning as time went on. Come on.
An ungodly custom.
A wicked custom. Which started as just a saying from one person. Became what? Come on.
Grown strong.
It grew strong. Go ahead.
Was kept as a law.
And it was kept as a law. Now you got 98% of the people on the earth following that thing. But in the beginning, it was just a whisper. That's the reason why you just can't rap. You got to let all that stuff come out. Because a lot of people sitting here asleep. They ain't picking up on the words that the Bible is saying. Go ahead.
And graven images were worshipped by the commandments of kings.
And the graven images, Janus, like Officer Solomon brought up, like the brothers over here brought up. It was just merely mentioned then, but now you got everybody down there talking about the ball dropping. Who are they honoring? Janus. So death is prescribed for them from the Most High. Go ahead, Deacon Anton.
Titus 2 and 12. Last one.
We got a big job in this nation. All of us. Elders, deacons, we all got a big job. And everywhere where we see where work needs to be done, we have to focus our energy in those areas and fix them. Y'all all right? That's what we have to do, all of us, myself included. Anywhere I see problems and realize that certain things are not being done right, I got to take that time to fix that. Because that's what leaders and rulers do. They check problems where they see the problems and they fix them. They don't pass them on to someone else. The nation has to be taught. We got to teach the nation. Go ahead.
Titus chapter 2 and verse 12. Teaching us that, denying ungodliness and worldly lust.
That's New Year's, that's Christmas, Thanksgiving, all that foolishness. Go ahead.
We should live soberly, righteously, and godly in this present world.
So in this present world, we must live godly and soberly. We cannot be partaking these ungodly customs that are grown strong as a law. We cannot do it. We must live righteously and soberly in this present world. All right?
Attention, attention. America is on the brink of destruction. America, according to the Holy Bible, is called Babylon the Great. America has spent billions of dollars to keep something secret from you. But I'm here to let you know, to all you black men and Latino men, you're not blacks and you're not Latinos. You make up the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel, conquered and destroyed between 1492 and 1620, according to Deuteronomy chapter 28, according to the King James Holy Bible 1611. Conquered, destroyed, renamed, reclassified. According to 2nd Ezra chapter 13, verse 40 to 45, you are the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Those are your forefathers. Those are your ancestors. Wake up. Christianity has conquered and destroyed our people, brainwashed us, set up and based upon lies. The deliverer is Jesus the Christ, the Black Messiah. Revelation chapter 1, verse 14.